to GOV-TV 16. I'm Ed Nunez, and today our special guest is Albuquerque Isotopes General Manager John Traub. Hey John, thanks for being our guest. We really appreciate it.
Happy to be here, Ed. Thanks for being a part of the Isotopes family.
Plus, we're here at Isotopes Park, and we didn't lead into that. And John, you and I will talk about that a little bit. What a beautiful facility! It's gorgeous, and the grounds crew was just out here a little while ago. And John, you're a huge baseball fan. You love baseball.
Sure.
And the way they cut the lawn and they watered, manicured. I love a good manicured field. So do you, sir.
Well, the field is very important from our aesthetics point of view. When people come into the ballpark, usually the first thing they do is look out at the field and see the beautiful cut grass. And so you need to have a great field aesthetically. However, it has to also play very well, because you have guys that are making a lot of money, prospects that are going up to the big leagues, not only with the Dodgers, but with other clubs. So you have to have a field that's safe. And our grounds crew is an award-winning grounds crew led by Casey Griffin, our head groundskeeper, done a terrific job. We've got numerous accolades. We don't do the work we do. They don't do the work they do for the accolades. That happens to come with it. But the field is such an important part of what we do. We replaced this entire field after our 11th season, actually after our 10th season. So this is our second year now with this new field, and it's playing great. It looks terrific, and the great weather that we had during this winter, it also helps. So,
well, I just love the pad.
Awesome.
I think as a baseball fan, and you're a baseball purist yourself, I love the patterns. I used to love, you turn on the TV at the Candlestick Park. It used to be Candlestick, Chavez Ravine, Yankee Stadium, and you see those, and you go to the park, and you're like, wow, and you must see that. You get to see that every day, John.
We do, and the grounds crew takes a lot of pride in their patterns, and sometimes they have competitions amongst themselves within the industry to say, hey, look at my pattern, and it's kind of an art form, and it's not something that everybody can do. Obviously, you need to have the knowledge, you need to have the resources to be able to do that, and the patterns that we put into this field are fantastic.
John, sorry we got sidetracked there. I just couldn't help it. I mean, if you don't appreciate that beauty, why are we here, sir?
You got it.
John, how long have you been the general manager of the Albuquerque Isotopes?
This is my 12th year as the general manager, or 11th year as general manager, 12th year overall with the franchise. Moved here from Calgary day one. I was the general manager of the team in Calgary that relocated here to become the Isotopes. I was not the general manager the first season, became GM right after that first season. So this is my 11th year here in that capacity.
And John, you've been with Calgary Cannons, the Pacific Coast League. How did you get involved in baseball? I mean, you're a big fan, obviously. We just talked about some old Duke teams and Isotopes making their own history here.
Right.
How did you get involved in baseball?
Well, it goes back quite a ways now, almost 30 years, where I certainly was a baseball fan, and I loved the history of the game. I grew up in Los Angeles as an Angels fan and a Dodger fan, both, which is a little bit
I never heard of that.
Kind of unspoken. When I was a younger kid, I was a Dodger fan. In high school and then in college, I was an Angels fan. And then my first job in baseball was working for the Angels in their PR department starting in 1988. So I was definitely an Angels person at that point. I did work a little bit for the Dodgers during the postseason in 1988 when they won the World Series. Maintained for 3 more years after that, working with the Angels. Then I moved up to Canada to get married and ended up working for the AAA baseball team that was there in Calgary. Started off as their PR director, ended up getting more experience and more responsibilities put on my plate, ended up becoming the general manager until we ran that into the ground, and our new ownership bought the club, relocated it here. Ken Young and his partners bought that club in December of 01, operated in Calgary, lame duck in 02, and moved it here to become the Isotopes in this beautiful new ballpark, or should I say renovated ballpark,
right,
starting in 2003.
Now, baseball was dead here for a while, or absence.
Yes. When
the Dukes moved to Portland, I believe.
Yes.
They moved to Portland, and so give us a little history about the Albuquerque Isotopes are making their own history here. Of course, we're all nostalgic. We wax nostalgic about old things,
sure,
but this is a new era. And tell us a little bit about, since 2003, the park's been open.
Right.
Okay, you just replaced the field last year. I'm sure there's a million other things you can tell me, but give me some history about the Albuquerque Isotopes organization.
Well, we started, like I said, in 03. We moved from Calgary. When our first 6 years, we were affiliated with the Florida Marlins. Then the LA Dodgers became available for the 2009 season. We've been affiliated with them ever since. It's been a great partnership. The Isotopes, we've made the playoffs 3 times in our first 11 years. We've always had very competitive clubs. In fact, We've either finished in first or second place. I believe it's in 8 of the 11 years so far. So it's been a terrific competitive club on the field, no matter who we've been affiliated with, no matter who our managers have been or who our players have been. Our major league affiliates love being affiliated with us, and they certainly give us competitive ball clubs. So, we've held numerous national events here in this facility. The AAA National Championship game in 2011, the AAA All-Star game in 2007. We've had numerous high school championship games here throughout our first decade plus. So, there's a lot going on here in this ballpark. But I think the one thing, Ed, that we've done probably as well or better than the product on the field is really establishing ourselves as part of the Albuquerque community, and not just Albuquerque, but the entire New Mexico community. Getting our mascot out into the places throughout this town and throughout this region and throughout this state. If it's hospitals, schools, libraries, doing things for charities. We're very, very heavily involved in a number of charities, and that's a very important thing for us, is to be good community partners and make sure that we're representing not only our organization but our major league affiliate, representing the name on the front of the jersey as strongly as we can.
You mentioned that, and we talked about that. The name, the Isotopes. Can you talk a little bit about where that came from? And John, you're not going to disagree with this, I don't think. When it first came out, of course, people, why didn't we do this? Why didn't we do that? It is what it is. I think people are accepting it. You said it's getting out in the community. More people are aware. It's the Isotopes era now. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that name came about and where did it come from?
Well, the name actually came kind of a two-pronged approach, if you will. One, because of the nuclear science industry in New Mexico, both at Sandia Labs, Los Alamos Labs. The isotope plays a big role in what those folks do. But then the second part, and what's more commonly known, is that we did take our name from an episode of the TV show The Simpsons. There was an episode back in 2001 when Homer Simpson was protesting the move of his hometown team, which is called the Springfield Isotopes. They were going to be secretly sold and moved to Albuquerque to become the Albuquerque Isotopes. So Homer goes on a hunger strike, protests this move, ends up winning his protest. The team does not move. It stays in Springfield. But in real life, the Calgary club had been purchased and was going to be relocated, was going to come to Albuquerque. It happened right at the time that we were doing a Name the Team contest here. And 57% of the people who voted in the Albuquerque Tribune's poll voted for Isotopes. So it was really a slam dunk. There were 5 names total. There was Dukes, Isotopes, Adams, 66ers, and Roadrunners. 57% of the people voted for Isotopes out of 157,000 votes cast. Unbelievable numbers, but the people spoke, and it, we've really tried to work hard, and we've tried to do a good job in respecting the name Dukes and keeping the history alive. We have a Dukes Retro Night every year. We have a Hall of Fame where we bring back certain former Dukes players and some now Isotopes people too, to induct into our Hall of Fame. And it's a meaningful thing for this community, and we understand that, we respect that, and so we really try hard to keep that alive.
Well, there's that history right there, and that's a great story. And you mentioned some Isotopes, Dee Gordon, Scott Van Slyke, currently succeeding with the big club. So
yes.
And there's going to be more. And that's the other thing is the Isotopes are an affiliate of the Dodgers. And again, how does that relationship work? And tell us a little bit about that. How's that relationship?
Well, the relationship is excellent. And, there's 30 Major League teams, 30 AAA teams, 30 AA teams, et cetera, et cetera. And each Major League affiliate has one minor league affiliate at each level. So the Dodgers AAA affiliate is in Albuquerque. Our AA affiliate is in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and so forth. There's high A and low A and rookie ball clubs as well. So it's a one-to-one relationship. They're either for 2 or 4 years. We've been with the Dodgers now. This is our 6th season with the Dodgers. It's been terrific. We've had a lot of players graduate to go on to be very successful in the big leagues, both with the Dodgers and with the Florida Marlins back in the day. And we get our players from them. We send our players to them. The Major League affiliate controls all the coaching staff, players, everybody on the field, everybody involved with the baseball operations side. They're all employees of the Major League affiliate. So we don't have any direct control over them. However, we do work very closely with them, and our players have been very good about getting into the community. That's a very strong an important thing for us, is to make sure that our players are getting out there and speaking to kids and talking to them about reading and graduating and staying in school and the importance of living right and doing the right thing. And I'm very proud of our players for doing that, and very happy that we've had the groups that we've had.
Probably in the past, people were used to, the Dukes were the affiliate of the Dodgers, and the Marlins was a great relationship, I'm sure.
It was.
But it just seems a natural for a lot of Albuquerque fans, whether it be the Isotopes or the Dukes, that the affiliate be the Dodgers, just for nostalgic purposes. Probably, I'm gonna say Florida Marlins wasn't bad. I'm sure it was good.
We had a great relationship with the Marlins. We always said that if the Dodgers ever became available. And the Dodgers said that too, that if Albuquerque ever became available, that they'd like to at least investigate getting a line back together again. There's a lot of business reasons and baseball reasons why affiliations happen the way they do. There's no guarantee we're going to be with the Dodgers forever. However, this has become a Dodger town, and we're very happy with the Dodgers, and we think they are as well. So, we talk to them all the time, where they always have us out, and we go out there during playoffs, and we go to spring training, and they really make us feel like we're part of the family, and we are, because we play a key role in getting the guys like you mentioned, the D. Gordons, the Scott Van Slyks, the Drew Buteras. If you look at the Dodgers roster right now, Tim Fedorovich, A.J. Ellis, you look at these guys that are, when they're not injured, they're day-to-day players with the Dodgers, and they've honed their skills here, and that's what AAA baseball is all about. You never know when those Major League stars of tomorrow are going to be playing here today. It doesn't just go for Isotopes players, it goes for the visiting teams as well. You never know who you're seeing today, and they're going to go on to be that next star at the big league level. No,
that's absolutely true, and they come through on a nightly basis.
Absolutely.
To Isotopes Park, so you see a lot of great baseball here, I'm sure. What makes the Isotopes, John, such a successful franchise? And I was lucky enough to be at one of your employee orientations, and from the top on down, it seemed to me like a commitment to excellence. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, number one, we have a terrific relationship with the city of Albuquerque. They built the stadium for us. They maintain this facility for us. They are responsible for making sure that this ballpark is in good working order. We do have our own stadium operations crew that they do work hand in hand with the city, but it's from day one, from the commitment to build the facility to coming up with a lease that is a win-win for each party. We continue to give checks back to the city for around $1.5 million or $2 million every year. That goes back towards paying off the stadium, and we've already given more than $22 million, I think it's been in our first 11 seasons. It's been tremendous. So that's a great foundation for the business model, and it's an ideal public-private partnership. But you look at the weather, you look at the fan base that we have. This is a baseball savvy community. They love their history. They love the Dukes. They love the Isotopes. They love coming out to this facility. The weather is unparalleled. Most nights are just fantastic. Obviously in the springtime, sometimes we do have some cold weather, but you know what? You're going to have that. But when you wake up in the morning knowing most nights that you're going to play, it really makes your job easier. The fans have been very responsive. The corporate community has been absolutely terrific, and the support of the corporate community, the support of our suite holders, the support of our season ticket holders, very, very constant numbers. And that success and that continuity allows us to be able to be successful from a business perspective as well.
Oh, good, and that's very important. You have a lot of different business people involved. You see some sponsors out here, and you're right. Again, just looking around the park, it's a lot of memories here, John. And again, the Isotopes are making new memories every night, every season, and that's important too. John, look, it's a beautiful park. We talked about that. You got a play area for the kids. It's just gorgeous. It really is. I've been out here, I think, 4 or 5 times since the new park's been here. Mm-hmm. And I don't, I think sometimes you forget to look at aesthetically how pleasing it is. So can you tell some fans, again, we're right in the midst of the baseball season, what they can look forward to when they come to a game? You mentioned some of the players, but you know what? You have first-class concessions. You've got security. You got it all. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Why should they come out?
Well, it's a safe, wholesome family environment. Food is terrific. The entertainment value when people come out to the ballpark is excellent. We really stress the atmosphere and the fan experience. You know, we're really in the customer service business. We want to listen to our fans. We want to listen to what kind of feedback they give us, because that's very important. It helps us shape what we're going to do in the future. And so we do listen. If it's a nightly basis and people are filling out comment cards, if they're sending us emails, if they're calling us, if they're just flagging us down on the concourse, we want to hear what the fans have to say, because that's what's going to make us better. But the overall experience here from the baseball point of view, it's fantastic. I mean, these guys were either in the big leagues yesterday or they're going to the big leagues tomorrow. And, you know, I mean, it's top of the line professional baseball that, you know, you're not going to see in every city across this country. So it's a very unique situation where people come here and they know that these guys, I mean, these guys are the best of the best. And like I said, I mean, you see some players that have played here that go on and they are everyday players in the big leagues. Stars in their own right, either making the all-star teams, playing in the postseason, playing in the World Series. These guys are playing here right now. So if you want to get up close and personal, you can do that. If you want to come for the best hot dog in the city, if you want to come for some unique menu items, if you want to come for Bananas Fosters that you can get on the concourse made right in front of you, you can do all that. So we have something that really touches every culinary desire that fans might have. If you want 50-cent hot dogs, we have 50-cent hot dog nights. If you want the giveaways that we do, if it's bobbleheads or hat night or ball night or bat night, we have all those as well, and we try to space those throughout the season, but we can't do that without the corporate support as well. So, you know, if you have all that kind of blends together, it helps us keep the ticket prices what they are. If we don't have the corporate support, you know, if we didn't have the business model that we did with the major league team covering the player salaries, et cetera, ticket prices would be, you know, unaffordable for most people. This is not a major league priced market. It is not a major league market in that sense. So we have to understand who our clientele is. We have to understand who the demographics are, and that business model allows us to keep everything priced family affordable. Now, we keep adding to the facility as well. You know, it's our ticket prices have only gone up, I think, 2 times in our first 11 years or 12 years. But if you look at the things that we do within the facility, this year we bought $1 million video board. Last year we replaced the field. We've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on all the equipment up in the play area. Just all the amenities that we continue to add in terms of hospitality areas and different things on the concourse. That's very important to our operation, to our ownership, to make sure that we are continuing, even though it's the city's facility, we do get their blessings on these things, but it's important for us to keep this park looking new. If you just walked around this park right now with your cameras, you're not going to know that this is a 12-year-old facility. You know, it looks like it's brand new, and that's very, very important to us. Our staff works very hard, the city works very hard to maintain that, even though basically the ballpark is 12 years old. However, it was a renovation, and there's a lot of things in this facility that were built in 1969 when the sports stadium was first built. So, to be it wasn't a demolition, it wasn't a brand new stadium, it was a renovation. So like the concrete that we're sitting on right now is 40, almost 45 years old. And that's important. Yeah, that's important for people to know, is that we spend a lot of time and care in trying to keep this place looking new, operating new. If there's an issue, and there are issues, but we try to jump on that as proactively as we possibly can.
The other thing, 2 questions for you. First of all, what kind of family atmosphere? You mentioned all those things.
Yes.
What kind of family atmosphere is it? It's right. Great family atmosphere here at the park.
We have newborns coming. We have elementary school kids coming. We have teenagers. We have college kids. We have newlyweds. We have career people. We have retirees. We have a 90-year-old woman who comes to almost every single game, and she hasn't missed a game in I don't know how long. We're trying to cater to all those people. And now you might not be able to do everything every night that satisfies each and every one of those folks, but you know what, when it comes to crowd behavior, when it comes to security, when it comes to keeping the atmosphere in the ballpark as clean and as wholesome as we can, that's our mission on a night in and night out basis. And we try to keep that in our focus, not just ownership or management, but even our game day employees and everything. I mean, this facility is not ours. It belongs to this community. It belongs to the fans. So we need to make sure that we are operating it in a way that's becoming of their expectations.
The other thing I was going to ask, location was an issue when they renovated. They wanted to move it downtown. I, for one, am happy that they left it here. Your comments on that? I don't know if you want to comment on that or not.
Well,
it was proposed to go downtown.
sure.
And I don't know where the parking was going to be. That was my only issue.
And that would be a big issue.
Right. I'm glad it stayed here. Is what I'm saying.
It certainly turned out to be very, very successful where it is. I mean, we're one of the top franchises of all minor leagues, and if we were downtown, I think it still would have been good. However, I don't think it would have been nearly as successful. Not only the ingress and the egress, you got the parking, you've got these beautiful views of the Sandia Mountains every single night, and you've got the beautiful sunsets, and all these things play into it. I couldn't picture this ballpark in another place. Now, there are downtown venues in other markets where they've been very successful. They've been like the cornerstone of a revitalization effort, but that doesn't necessarily work in every market.
Right.
And in this market, I mean, maybe one day they will have an arena downtown. I know that that's been bandied about for about the last 10 years. And but for as far as the baseball goes, as far as the Isotopes go in this ballpark, this has been an ideal scenario, terrific success story. And we've never looked back on it once saying, geez, I wish we were in a different location.
Works very well. Finally, the last question, how important to Albuquerque is this baseball team?
I think if you look at our numbers, if you look at nearly 600,000 fans who come through here every year, you look at almost 7 million fans that have been through our gates since we started. If you look at how the Isotopes have become part of the fabric of this community, I think the franchise is important. I think the facility is important. I think the relationship between the team and the city is important. I think all these things have contributed to us being one of the top franchises. We have been, we've been given many awards. We've been given great accolades, and it's terrific. But what we're trying to do here is to establish something that's consistent, that is important to this community, and we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We know what the people expect. They expect affordability, fun, wholesomeness, cleanliness, a safe environment. These are our missions each and every night, is to provide that level of service. We have that level of expectation for ourselves, and we keep trying to push the envelope to make sure that we are maintaining that level of excellence.
John Traub, Albuquerque Isotopes General Manager, thanks so much for being our special guest.
Thanks, Ed.
You bet. For GOV-TV, I'm Ed Nunez.